Today we'll discuss the flexible savings account and how it can help you plan for your healthcare expenses. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the 4 key takeaways to consider, both the pros and the cons, when deciding if an FSA is right for you and your healthcare future. Key factor number 1, the tax advantage. Key factor number 2, who benefits from an FSA. Key factor number 3, immediate access to funds. And key factor number 4 are the drawbacks or the things you need to consider. So let's jump right into it and see if an FSA is right for you and your family and your healthcare journey. Key factor number 1 of an FSA is going to be its tax advantage or its tax benefits. So the primary benefit of an FSA lies in its tax advantage. So contributions to your FSA are made with pre-tax dollars. This means it's deducted straight from your salary before taxes are calculated. Now in the year 2025, the IRS does change the contribution limits every year. I believe the number is $3,300 that you can contribute to your FSA to lower your taxes. We're going to drop a link down in the description box below so you can check it for yourself. Key factor number 2 is who benefits from an FSA. Well, traditionally, the people that benefit the most from an FSA are people that have predictable medical expenses. So if you know every year you have medical, dental, and vision, things that you need to pay for on a regular basis, an FSA is a good way to do this, paying for it with pre-tax dollars. Now, the FSA does cover a wide variety of things, and I'm going to give you not a comprehensive list, but just some examples, so bear with us. So it covers deductibles, co-pays, co-insurance, some prescription medications, medical equipment, crutches, wheelchairs, cold therapy units, diagnostic services like blood sugar tests, medical services like doctor's visits and hospital stays, your dental, which would be your fillings and your braces and some cleanings, vision expenses, which are eyeglasses and contacts. And it does cover some over-the-counter stuff as well, some medications and maybe some bandages. Now, there isn't one comprehensive list anywhere, but the IRS does have a list on their website, and if you're interested, it's a publication 502 and it's medical and dental expenses which are qualified. And this itself is not an exhaustive list, but it is much more than we can cover in this video. And what we're going to do here is drop down a link in the description box below so you can go and check it out. Quick reminder, if you find the video helpful, please subscribe to our channel or think about giving us a like. It's a simple, free way to support us, and it helps us create content for you. Also, you can purchase the products featured in the video directly from our YouTube store. Now let's get back to the review. Key factor number 3 for an FSA is your immediate access to funds. Unlike an HSA, you can access your FSA funds immediately, even if you haven't contributed the full amount for the year yet. This can be super helpful if your expenses are going to fall early in the year, because you can use the full amount of your FSA, which is the $3,300 for 25-25, before it's fully deducted from your paycheck for eligible medical expenses. Now, there's something called a dependent care FSA, and I'm sorry to get complicated here, but that actually works differently. That works on a reimbursement basis, meaning you can only get reimbursed for the funds that have already been deposited into the account. Now, this is not a video about dependent care FSA. I just wanted to point out that that does exist and it does have the FSA name in it, so that way you don't get confused. But a regular FSA, a flexible savings account, you can take the funds immediately. Key factor number 4 for the FSA is going to be the drawbacks. And by far the number 1 drawback of an FSA is the use it or lose it rule. And it is just what it sounds like. If you do not use the money by the end of the planned year, you are actually going to forfeit it. Now, there are some companies or employers who will give you a little bit of a grace period, maybe a couple months, or a little bit of a monetary grace period of a dollar amount. But this is something you want to check with your company or your plan on. The second drawback of an FSA is the limited portability. Now, generally an FSA is tied to your company or your employer. So if you lose your job or quit your job, you're generally going to lose access to your FSA funds unless your employer offers some sort of continuation program. And this could be, for example, in something like a COBRA plan. So check again with your company. And the third thing is, once you choose your benefits and select your annual contribution, you generally are not permitted to change this in the middle of the year. So you're kind of locked into what you chose. Now, there are some situations which are called qualifying life events. And once again, check with your company. But these could be employment status, marital status, disability, adding dependents to your family. These things usually count, and they may allow you to change some things. But just be sure to check with your organization to see how they handle things. So really what you want to do in closing to figure out if an FSA works for you, you want to ask yourself these questions. Number one, do I have predictable healthcare expenses throughout the year? Number two, can I accurately estimate my healthcare costs? Number three, am I comfortable with the use it or lose it rule or the limited portability? And number four, do I understand the contribution limits and how they might affect my tax savings? So now that you know how to use your FSA, go ahead and check out our next video where we're going to talk about the HSA plan. And I'm going to tell you, this is an amazing plan. If you have any interest in saving money and taking advantage of tax savings, please go ahead and check out this next video. And as we always like to say around here, let's get back to living.